If you're a coach looking to grow your business and increase your revenue, you know that booking sales calls is crucial. However, it can be challenging to consistently book high volume of sales calls each month. In this training, I will provide you with practical strategies and actionable tips to help you book 30 plus sales calls every month. By implementing the tactics outlined in this training, you will be well on your way to building a thriving coaching business and achieving your goals. And at the end of the video, I will review the golden question I use in order to get prospects to open up, which is the main factor that helps me book 30 plus sales calls a month. Welcome to my channel. My name is Berk and I help coaches attract pre-sold clients without using paid ads. So what is going to be covered in this training? In this training, I'm going to cover 3 things. The first one is the principle behind messaging. The second one would be the trident approach I use. And as promised at the end of the video, I am going to show you the golden question I use in order to get prospects to open up. First of all, we're going to start with the principle behind messaging. There are a few principles behind messaging that you need to know if you want to be successful at messaging people and of course book sales calls. The first principle that you need to know is reciprocate. Whenever you're messaging someone, it is super important that you make them feel understood. There is no better way to do this by responding to what they have told you. You don't want to be like a robot just asking questions. You want to respond to what people have told you. For example, they say that they are into business because they want a change. Whether you send a message acknowledging that and use similar words to them. And to give an example to understand this clearly, let's say your prospect says, "Yeah man, I'm trying to scale my business, but it is hard as I work a full-time job and I have 2 little kids." And you said, "Totally get you, Mr. Prospects. Sounds like you're a busy man and I respect the work you're putting. By the way, what have you tried in terms of scaling your business?" You see here, you reciprocate what they have told you. Your prospect told you that he's busy, he works hard, he has 2 little kids. And of course, you reciprocate with that. Totally get you. I know you're a busy man and I respect the work. You see what you do here? You make them feel understood. Like you don't just ask, "By the way, what you have tried in terms of scaling your business?" No one wants to talk with people that are just only asking questions. They're not here to be interviewed. Then the second principle is to be intentional. At the end of the day, you want to see if you can help your prospects out or not. So if you're having conversations about the weather, then you're just wasting each other time. And of course, our time is the most valuable asset. Don't want to waste either your time or your prospects' time. In order to make sure the conversations goes the right way, it is important to ask questions that will help you determine if the prospect is the right fit or not. At the end of the day, you want to be like a doctor. You're just asking questions to see if you can help them. If not, you need to be the first one that should tell them, "Hey, maybe right now is not the perfect time for us to work together," or at least just send them like some free resources. And when you send those free resources, you are also going to be losing the law of reciprocity. When you give something, people will feel obligated to give something back. So at long term, you might get them as a clients if they need your services because you already provided them with free value. The third messaging principle is just to be enthusiastic. Whenever you're messaging a prospect, it is important to come in with energy. This will automatically make you stand out and put the prospect into a good mood. For example, you want to be typing like a 14-year-old teenage girl, like using "whoa," "yo," "haha," "lol," and etc. This way you will sound enthusiastic and of course people will know, "Hey, actually I'm not chatting with a robot currently. This is a real person. How strange it is." Because nowadays with ChatGPT, it is normal to see people using just scripts and you want to stand out by being a human at the first place. And of course the last principle here is to detach. If the conversation doesn't go your way, then don't go too fixated on it. There are plenty of fish in the ocean. Always come in the mindset of abundance. Know that there are a lot of people needing your help. This is not the end of the world if your prospect doesn't want to book a call with you. If you don't push too hard for the sale, then the prospect may come around later on after seeing your content and being nurtured. What you do with the messaging, you plant seeds in their mind and you you water those seeds with your marketing. Just try to learn from the mistakes you made in these conversations and move on. Don't get too fixated in one conversation. You just want to detach yourself from the outcome and not be emotional. Detach from the outcome, which is, currently booking sales calls, and just have a genuine conversation like you do with your friends. Then the next thing that we're going to cover in this training is the trident approach I use. Whenever I'm messaging people, there are 3 key leverage points I look for so you can book a prospect for a call. But not just, book them for a call, but to have qualified leads booked in. At the end of the day, you don't just want to book sales calls for the purpose of having sales calls. You want to book quality sales calls. So the first thorn of the trident approach, the first thing you must know is where are your prospects currently? This helps you understand their current situation better. Over time, this is the easiest thing to get from the conversation, and this can be done through networking and having just like a normal conversation without asking like too direct questions. The second thorn is the point where you must get where they want to be. In the other words, their goal. This one is a bit more difficult as you need to have some rapport in order for a person to trust you enough so they can tell their desirable goal to you. Often this comes in later parts of messages and you have to hold the frame in order for this information to come about. And then the third thorn of the trident approach is the one where you know like where they want to go, what is their current situation, and now it is important to understand why they haven't been able to. This is the most important part because you're getting their pain point, like where the prospect is most vulnerable. However, if you obtain this piece of information, you can then use it to leverage the call by proposing it as a solution to their pain point. Not just, hey, do you want to jump over a quick call? Of course, no one wants to do so. No one wants to waste their time. Remember, from the principle of messages, we are not here to waste time. We're here to help people. And of course, you want to propose the call as a solution to their problem. You are the one who can solve their problem. This is not a random call. By the way, you don't always need to go through all 3 thorns, as sometimes 1 or 2 is maybe enough. However, this is up to you to see how many of those thorns you want to uncover before you book the call. But most of the time, I just want to uncover those 3 thorns so we can book quality sales calls. And as promised, at the end of the video, I am going to review the golden question I ask so my prospects can open up. Like after asking the prospect a few questions, the line I use to leverage point is this: how long have you been doing X? For example, X is the industry they are in. For example, how long have you been into fitness? How long have you been into business? The reason for this is because later on you can start to gauge. First of all, if they're a qualified prospect or not, you will know like how long they have been in the industry. And the second thing, you will know how successful they might be or how unsuccessful they might be. And from here, you can make a statement based on the industry standard. For example, if they were in business for 1 year, you can make an assumption that they have signed tons of clients. If they reply no, then you can get leverage points from here. However, in terms of script, there isn't one. But of course, I shared the framework I use to book calls, which you can find in my channel. So here, to give an example to understand this better, let's say you ask your prospect, yeah, Mr. Prospect, I'm just curious to know how long have you been into the coaching business? Oh yeah, Berg, I have been into the coaching industry for the past year. And then what you make is you make a statement based on the industry standard or based on what they have told you. You can say, whoa, that's a next level consistency, Mr. Prospect. You must have signed lots of clients. And of course, there are 2 answers. Yes, I signed lots of clients. And then you can leverage this in the conversation, or they can say, no, I haven't signed any clients. And of course, you can again leverage this in the conversation and see why they haven't signed any clients. But at the end of the day, organic is all about the flow of the conversation and sticking to the principles that you just learned. So you can watch this video as many times as possible until you understand the principles. Therefore, whenever you follow a script, it would be extremely obvious as the conversation won't be natural. natural anymore. Your prospect knows if you're using a script, and if you don't, booking a course would be the last thing you are going to get if you're following a script. The goal is to follow the natural flow of the conversation, and out of this, try to get the 3 thorns that we have talked about, and you would easily book at least 30 sales calls a month. If you want to get more free trainings on how to scale your coaching business, don't forget to subscribe.